So the kind of key things for maths, and this might be obvious to a lot of you, but a lot of people aren't aware that their exam is marked by every single question is marked by a different examiner. So somebody doesn't get sent your whole paper. They don't know that you've done well on question 5, but you struggled with question 6. They only see the paper that the question that they're marking. So they have thousands of copies of that same question, and you're kind of compared against everyone else on that question. So the biggest bit of advice is attempt as much as you can. Write something for every single question. Every question is an opportunity to showcase something to the examiner. You can't lose marks because what you wrote was so wrong. That won't happen. So if you think it's to do with Pythagoras, state Pythagoras' theorem, start using it. Since the pandemic, the maths papers have become a bit more generous in terms of process marks. So it used to be sort of heavily method marks and answer marks. Now it's process marks as well, which show that you attempted the question, you knew it was trigonometry, but you maybe used the wrong function. You didn't use sine, you used cosine. But you will get marks for doing the process, for knowing it was trigonometry, for kind of identifying the topic and the method. So attempt as much as you can. Don't leave anything blank. Every question is an opportunity to salvage some marks, showcase something you've learned over the last 4 or 5 years. And that is so important. There's so many people that just go, I'm not sure, it's maths, there's loads of other questions, I'll leave it. You're guaranteeing yourself no marks if you do that. So please attempt everything. My advice for when you open the paper, first question, even if it's question 1 and you look at it and you think, nah, not feeling that, don't like the look of that question, digest it, take it in, turn the page and move on. And don't sit there staring at it. We've all been there. We all do that. Look at it, understand what kind of is the struggle. Okay, I don't like it. I'm going to move on and push through the paper. If you work that way, you will have enough time, and don't underestimate your brain. It's kind of doing a bit of the question in the background. It's kind of mentally preparing. I've got to go back and do that ratio question or whatever it is. So that's a really sort of solid bit of advice. Some people try to have all these quirky maths hacks where they go, I'll start at the back of the paper and I'll do the hardest one first, and then I'll jump to this topic. I wouldn't do anything like that. I'd work through in order. The paper generally gets more difficult and you sort of warm up. But if you really aren't liking the look of a question, look at it, read it once or twice, and then just turn the page and come back. And you've given your brain more time to sort of think about it in the background. So that is something I'd really strongly advise for how you approach the maths exams, because there's so much breadth and so much content that you can come back and you can kind of forfeit it for 5 minutes and then come back to it. And then, as I said already, every single question is an opportunity to showcase what you know to the examiner, not your calculator. Don't sit there typing stuff in your calculator and don't write it down. Write down anything you've typed in. Write down anything you can. And I think that's something people hold back from with maths. They get like a sort of nervous, tiny handwriting and it's all over the place. Just write it down. Be bold, be confident. You've done the topics. Write what you think might be relevant. And it's an opportunity to gain and maximize some marks. Okay.